Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, we're going to show you the only US30 scalp strategy that you will ever need. So let's get started. Alright, so guys, today's video is going to be very interesting. We're going to show you the only US30 scalping strategy that you will ever need to become profitable, and there's no need to really make it complex. By the way, before we get started, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already so you get updated from future videos. Now, there are a couple of things that you need to take in mind when you want to scalp the US30. It's all about rules, it's all about speed and execution. So the first thing is cover the time frame. So personally, for this strategy, we would use only the 15-minute time frame. We use this for analysis, basically choosing our zones, entries, targets. Everything is done on the 15-minute time frame, and that's the only time frame that you actually need. Second thing is timing. As you already know, US30 obviously is a US market, so timing is very important. You shouldn't be focusing too much on London session. Basically, this pair, basically the US30, is something that you can trade only during New York session. So in sessions, well, in the indicators, you can find something called sessions. When you click on that, you can basically see all the sessions on your chart. You can take whatever indicator you want. There are a lot of people made this session indicator, and you can choose colors for that. You can really personalize it. So this is very helpful to see how price actually reacts during certain times. So you will personally see that the most interesting is the New York session. So you know that during London, you don't have to do anything. The liquidity, now we're going to teach you now exactly what liquidity is. So liquidity basically is once we see a range, right? We see multiple highs and multiple lows. So liquidity is building up. There are orders sitting below these lows, there are orders sitting above these highs, which just means that right here and right here, there are orders sitting. There are buy orders, sell orders, stop losses. Everything is sitting above these highs and lows. And the more highs and lows there is, the more liquidity is building up, the more orders are sitting above and below. So basically, you can see this as a support and you can see this as a resistance. Now, we don't trade this. We use this combining with supply and demand level. So obviously, supply and demand level, the first thing that you need to understand is basically the break of structure. So basically, when we have a high, we want that high to be broken. Structure is broken, so basically that would make this a valid demand zone. And obviously the opposite would happen for a sell level. So we have a low, this low gets broken, as you can see right here, structure gets broken, so this sell level right here is a valid supply zone. So now basically what we want to see with liquidity and supply and demand together, let me just remove all this and can show you the complete setup, basically what we're looking for. So once we see this, all right, we see the consolidation. What we want to see basically is we want to see either a demand zone right here below these lows, or we want to see a supply zone above these highs. So what does this mean? This means that there's liquidity sitting right here, and there's liquidity sitting right here. So we are going to look for demand zones below these liquidity areas and going to look for supply zones or sell zones above these areas. And then obviously we just want price to break out either way, and this is exactly where we're going to enter. Or obviously the opposite for sell level, supply zone, we want price to break out of this range, go to the supply level, this is where we find a trade, and this is where we'll try to sell. In terms of targets and entries, we basically enter on, like I said, on the 15-minute time frame. We don't use any other time frame for this strategy, and we just use one candle. Okay, so for a demand zone, we want to see a bullish pin bar, right? If you don't know what a bullish pin bar is, you can probably find that somewhere online. So let me just make this very clean so you can see it. So this would be basically a bullish pin bar like this, and a bearish pin bar would obviously be the opposite with a wick to the upside. We'll make this red with a wick to the upside. So this will be the bearish pin bar. This is where we'll enter, and this is bullish pin bar, and this is where we're entering in demand zone. This is our entry for a sell zone. Now in targets, you can either target, the next high, the next low. You can have a set target. You can maybe do a fixed 1 to 2 risk to reward, 1 to 3 risk to reward. That is really up to you. I wouldn't go too greedy and look for 1 to 10 risk to rewards. I would keep it between 1 to 2 and 1 to 4 usually is what going to be your average if you target the next highs and lows. So basically, this is pretty much it in terms of theory. What we can do is we can actually go to the chart, pull on our sessions indicator, and see what actually happens during, especially the New York session, which is our most interesting, basically session basically to trade, because during London usually not much will happen, especially during Asian as well. As you can see, Asia is normally quite slow and quite dead. Sometimes during London we do see some movement. As you can see, there were some moves here. So let's actually take a look and see if we can already find an example. And there's a very nice example right here. So as you can see, we had a lot of buying right here. There's a lot of buying power. So this is basically a demand zone. There we go. So this is a demand zone, very valid demand zone. Now we want to see some liquidity. So we can see all these lows right here basically. And if we extend that, there's some more lows right here as well below these wicks. So this means this is sort of a support, and below support we have a very nice demand zone sitting. So as you can see right here, this was very late New York. This is obviously my time, so this is when London actually is closing. This is the last candle of London, then it's only New York. But as you can see right here, we have 50-minute time frame, we have the support, we have the liquidity basically, we have the demand level, and we see a bullish pin bar basically where we can enter and we can put our stop loss a little bit below, and we can target, for example, all these highs or these highs. You can see these are already great risk to rewards, and there's no need to be greedier than that and really be happy with a 4.5 or a 4 or 3.5, whatever you're targeting right here. This is a great trade, very fast, beautiful execution, just couldn't be simpler. And before continuing with the video, make sure to check out our links in the description, where you can see various of our education products, from trading books, our lifetime membership with all our courses and our Discord, and also if you want to work one-on-one with us. And either of those links will bring you to this product page where you can see all of our education products in depth. So make sure to check that out. So let's continue with the video. So let's see if we can find maybe some more examples. As you can see, it's very clear that during New York, the huge moves happen. You can see in New York, huge move, New York, huge move. There's really no need to trade during London. As you can see, there are no really moves of importance happening at those times. As you can see right here, look at this whole move. This is crazy stuff, right? So let's see if we can find some more examples of certain trades. And obviously you can look at multiple pairs, right? Because as you can see, there's not a setup every single day. So maybe you can look at US30, maybe you can look at NASDAQ, maybe you can look at the S&P as well, to have some more, setups basically happening. So here, for example, we have multiple demand levels, right? Multiple demand levels. So you can draw them all and just see what's happening. This, for example, wouldn't be a valid demand level. As you can see, this is basically a support level for me. So a lot of liquidity below. And as you can see right here, price just went below this support level, went into this demand level, and left one bullish pin bar that really didn't get into very strongly. So then we had another bullish pin bar that went into it nicely. Obviously, you could enter there with your stop loss a little bit below. You wouldn't have had the best risk to reward, as you can see, maybe 1 to 2, 1 to 2 something. Still a quick scalp, very easy to execute. Let's see if we can find some more. Here, for example, some more examples. So this one right here, for example, is a demand zone. You can see these lows, which is basically support. That's liquidity below. Price came into it multiple times, then finally gave us the bullish pin bar where you can enter right here. Stop loss a little bit below, right there. And maybe you target a 1 to 3 strict. Maybe you target these highs. Maybe you do trailing stop loss where you just always put it deeper and deeper, and then finally it gets hit. That is already, really depending on to you, what basically you target system you use. So guys, this is basically it. You just, what you can do is just keep looking by yourself to the chart and try to find this setup, try to find buys and shorts using the steps that I showed you in the beginning. Keep it simple, guys. It's a 15-minute time frame. You need to, have the timing, basically the sessions indicator. You need to look for liquidity. You need to look for supply and demand. Just combine it all together. Enter on a bullish or bearish pin bar, and target really is a personal thing that depends onto you. So, guys, I really appreciate watching this video. There's not really much more to it. There's no need to make it more complex. If there are videos out there of people making it so difficult, it really isn't. It's all about keeping it simple, following your rules, and keeping your risk management tight and keeping your emotions in check. So that's basically all you need to do. So guys, thanks again for watching. Hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure to leave us a like. If you have any questions, you can always leave a question in the comments down below. And we always appreciate to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. So guys, thank you for watching. See you in the next video.